And joining me now is the Consul General of the Philippine Consulate in Los Angeles, the Honorable Edgar Badajos. Welcome to Citizen Pinoy.
Hello, Michael. Good morning.
Thank you for being here. I've already given an intro about all the subjects we're going to be covering. First of all, let's find out from you, how many Filipinos are in the Los Angeles area?
Okay, according to the 2019 survey that we have with us, there are about 500,000 in the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
We actually have the biggest Filipino diaspora under the jurisdiction of the Philippine Consulate in Los Angeles. We're talking about
outside the Philippines, throughout the world.
Yeah.
LA is the biggest.
LA is the biggest.
More so than San Francisco or
more so than
New
San
York?
Francisco.
Wow.
Although San Francisco covers more states than we do.
Okay.
And also New York, it covers about 10 states.
Okay.
We only cover 3 states, but we have the biggest Filipino diaspora in the U.S. and actually outside the Philippines. We are talking of 1.3 million Filipinos.
What are some of the services or assistance that the Philippine Consulate can offer to Filipinos?
Okay, so basically we process passport applications.
Okay.
That's number 1. Then now we do also dual citizenship processing. And then number 3, we do legalization of documents, or what we call the authentication of legal documents here.
Sort of like notarization with the seal on it.
And then we do civil registry processing of reports of birth, report of death.
One of the services that you mentioned was obtaining a Philippine passport. Of course, where else would you get it except for the Philippine Consulate?
Correct.
But here's an issue, concern, or fear of many Filipinos in that they come to the U.S. and then they go out of status and their passport expires.
Correct.
Many of them have said, you know, I'm afraid to go to the Philippine Consulate to renew my passport because they may report me to Homeland Security. What do you have to say to those people?
To these people, I tell you, wag kayong mabahala, because we don't have anything to do with your immigration status here in the U.S. If you come to us for passport renewal, regardless of your immigration status, we will provide service to you.
So you can go to the Philippine Consulate and don't have any worries. Now let's talk about another aspect of passports. A Filipino will enter the U.S. under a Philippine passport with an assumed name.
Identity,
assumed identity. Their picture, a different name. They want to now get their passport in their real name. So how can they go about doing that?
Okay, so it will be treated as though the person is applying for an entirely new passport for the first time.
First-time passport.
So what we need to do is to require the person to provide supporting documents to really establish his correct identity, beginning with an affidavit of explanation. Explaining why, of course, he did that. And then he will have to provide the supporting documents, including a Philippine birth certificate coming from the Philippine Statistics Authority.
PSA,
the government-issued IDs.
Like a school record or something like that.
Certificate,
in other words, proving whoever the name they're applying under is them. They're not applying for another assumed name.
Correct,
go ahead.
So once they're able to do that, then we can submit the application to Manila. And of course, if they're able to really establish their correct identity, there's no question that they'll be issued a new Philippine passport in their correct identity.
And they're not going to be charged criminally?
Like I said, we don't have anything to do with that.
No, but I mean under Philippine law. You're not going to say, you broke Philippine law, identity theft. They don't have to worry about that.
They don't have to worry about that.
So that is a tremendous fear of many of the Filipinos out there in terms of applying for a correct Philippine passport under their real name. And a thing you had mentioned is it's as though they're applying for the first time, which means they shouldn't lie or make up bola that, I lost my real passport, correct? They shouldn't say that.
It'll make their lives more complicated, because they say that we lost their passport, then we have to require them to submit also a police report, an affidavit of loss, then we have to submit it to Manila, and there's a waiting period of 15 days, for Manila to verify whether that passport was really lost, and then under whose name, etc., etc. It's very complicated.
The other important thing that you should know about passports is a lot of Filipinos want to travel within the U.S. And
yeah.
what they need is a government-issued photo ID. And in California, they want driver's licenses. If you are out of status, so you can't get a driver's license, or now they're coming with a real ID. Important, TSA accepts as one of the accepted documents to board a plane and fly within the U.S. is a Philippine passport,
That's
right?
true, yeah. That's correct, yeah.
So be aware that when I get this all, I'm out of status, but I want to travel and I don't have ID, the Philippine passport is there. And I would recommend that people, if they're going to need to renew or certainly apply for a Philippine passport, having entered under an assumed name, get it done as soon as possible,
Correct, yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, very, very interesting. And we're going to have more questions that have been on your mind about Philippine Consulate, Philippine law, Philippine citizenship when we come back on Citizen Pinoy.